Hey guys, we're going to do the homework. So what does the homework look like? Well, I'm looking at this week 1 and 2 review homework, and I'm just working through these questions. So there's 16 questions here, and I've just kind of copied them over to my notes so I can kind of show my work here and help anybody that needs help. So this one would be question 1, question 2, question 3, notice I took them out of another book, so they were kind of in a different order here. This would be question 4, or excuse me, this would be question 5 and 6. And this is that need to be deleted off there. What's the equation of a circle? Okay, so let's go over questions 1 through 6. It says, what is not a step in the construction of bisect? So we said step 1, I make an arc, and I label these 2 new points, okay? Step 2, I make an arc from each of these 2 new points, which creates a new point out here, which I'll call F, and then there you go. That helps me line up cutting that in half. I cut that in half. So now that we think about these steps, with 1 point of the compass on A, draw an arc. That's exactly what I did in step 1. And place the compass on B and draw an arc. We absolutely did that in step 2. Open the compass wider. Whoa, Nelly, we don't like to do that. In fact, our notes said keep the compass the same size. So I found C to be the one that is not a step. Let's look at number 2. Okay, so it says, it's doing a little bunny hopping, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So AB is 5. 6, 7, 8. So AC is 8. 1, 2, 3. BC is 3. Okay, so with kind of that information set, let's look at what we have here. The length of AB is 5. We have, yep, so I'm going to mark that as true. The distance between B and C is 3, and that doesn't say that, so I'm not going to pick that one. AB is 5, right? AC is 8, and BC is 3. So is 5 equal to 8 minus 3? I'm going to say yes, that's true. Now, what is the distance between A and B? Well, we know the distance between A and B is 5. And what's the distance between B and C? That's 3. So 5 is not equal to 3, so I'm not going to check that. BC is 3, AC is 8, AB is 5. So I'm going to say yes. 3 is equal to 8 minus 5. Well done. Okay, now it says, what are the coordinates of point C, which is located a quarter of the distance from A to B? Okay, so if you have some graph paper at home, that's great. If you don't, then you can do a couple of things. I, a lot of times, just Google it and take a picture of it or print some out. So let's take a look. I'm just Googling graph paper, and if I go to images for graph paper, here's some. There we go. There's some graph paper, and you can print that out on a printer. I'm just going to take a picture of it and use it to do question number 3. So just import this graph paper. All right, there we go. So using my little piece of graph paper here, I guess I'm just going to cover up this question to use my piece of graph paper. It says coordinate A, which would be, I think I want to make this a little bit bigger. Those are kind of tiny little boxes. Okay. All right. Coordinate A, so let me give myself an x-axis here. A is -1, +2. So that would be A, -1, +2. And B is 4, 8. So 4 and then 8. So I'm going to go up to 8. So 4, and then all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so all the way up here, B. So they're saying what is coordinate of C, which is located a quarter of the distance from A to B? So let's do that. That looks a little wonky, so I need to kind of use a straight edge. Quarter of the way there. So that means I'm going to cut that in half. So if I look at that, this 5 is hard to cut in half, but it's not hard to cut 6 in half. So I'm going to cut 6 in half and follow this over. So that means this would be halfway there, but they didn't say a midpoint. And so now I have to cut 3 in half. So that'd be 1.5, 1.5. So 1.5 blocks. I'm going to measure that over. And that's about where I'm at, like right about here, right? So if I measure that coordinate, it looks like I'm just a little bit forward and up 3 and a smidge. So we said this was a half. So this is from the origin, I'm up 1 box, 2 box, 3 boxes, and a half of a box. So I'm definitely up 3.5. So I have to pick this, D. Now, we did this both with a formula and graphing. So I'm going to do it the other way now. We talked about in class, I could find the midpoint and then find the midpoint again. So the midpoint, we just add the 2 x values and divide by 2, add the 2 y values and divide by 2. Okay, that's my coordinate for the midpoint. Now I have to cut. So that found this one. Now I have to find the middle of the bottom half. So I go back to coordinate A, and I use coordinate A in this new coordinate and find the middle of that because I want to find the middle of that. Okay, so I want to add the 2 x values, right? 1.5 plus a -1 and divide by 2. And then add the 2 y values, 5 plus 2, and then divide by 2. So I get 7 divided by 2, which is equal to 3.5. And then here I get 0.5 divided by 2, which is 0.25. So I have verified that that is a correct answer using the formula and the graph. Okay, what's this say here? It says AC, which is this thing, right? This side of it. AC is equal to AB minus CB. So if AB is 10.3 and CB is 5.4, can I figure out what's left over? Well, the formula says, yeah, I can just subtract. So AC is equal to AB, take away CB, which is 5.4. And this one's a fill-in-the-blank question, so it looks like I get 0.9. Is that 4.9? Yeah, 4.9. Nice work. Okay. 5. Lines M and N cross. So we're just going to draw, looks like that's M and that's line N. So 2 lines cross, and they form angle 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so it says angle 1 is 40, so I'm just going to let my acute angle be 40, and that's supposedly called angle 1. Angle 1. And it says 1 and 4 are supposed to be supplementary. So supplementary means adds up to 180. So that means that I could make this angle 4, and that would be 140, because 180 take away 40 is 140, right? Then it says angle 3 is equal to angle 4. So if this is angle 4, then this would have to be angle 3, and that's also 140 because it says they're equal. So they want to know, what's this last angle, angle 2? Well, this has to be the one left over, which is 40 degrees. All right? Cool. Now, looking at question number 6, it says A has the coordinate 2, -1, and B has the coordinate -1, 1. What are the midpoint? Okay, so I don't have graph paper here. I have some choices. Let's just kind of use the formula, but graphing would also be good. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna add the 2 x values and divide by 2, and then I'm gonna add the 2 y values and divide by 2. Okay, so -1 plus 2 is 1, divide by 2. 1 minus 1 is 0, divide by 2. So I get 0.5 and 0, and there it is. B is 0.5 and 0. Cool. All right, now let's look at the next group of questions. Okay, so this one would be 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12. Okay, on your homework. So let's take a look. Okay, yeah, this one, these two are vertical. So we're going to set them equal to one another and solve. So x plus 20 is equal to 3x plus 8. All right, and then I'll subtract 8. And then we'll divide by 2. So it still doesn't have my answer but I do have 6. So PTQ, this angle, is 6 plus 20 or 26. So PTQ is 6 plus 20 or 26. What about PTR? Okay, so let's look at what PTR is. PTR is this one over here. So that looks much, much bigger than 26. And since they're a linear pair, it should be 180 minus 26. So that would be 6, 5, 154. I get A. So I get C for the first one and A for the second. Final answer. All right, looking at number 8, it says, which two statements contradict each other? Meaning if one's true, the other one can't be true. So 1 and 2 are supplementary. We used the example today. So like if 1 was 80, then angle 2 would be 100 because supplementary means adds up to 180. So that's just an example. Well, if angle 1 was 110, okay, we can let angle 1 be 110. If angle 1 was 110, that would make angle 2 70 because 180 take away 110 is 70. Would it be possible then that 110 plus 70 plus some other angle add up to 180? And the answer would be no. So 1 and 3 can't both be true. Either they're supplementary or 3 would be a number other than 0. Because as we sit here, in order for this to be a true statement, we'd have to force angle 3. So I'm going to select C. Angle 3 are contradicting one another. Okay, now we look at question number 9. It's almost exactly the same thing. So it's saying, well, what if angle 1 was 50? Okay, complementary means adds up to 90. All right, so that would mean angle 2 is 40. So is 50 plus 40 plus another number going to equal 90? And if that number can't be 0, and the answer would have to be no, because 50 plus 40 is 90. And that means you can't add anything to it to stay 90. So once again, angle 3, or statement 1 and 3 are contradicting one another. They both cannot be true at the same time. All right, number 10 we see is really similar to the last one, right? They're vertical, which means we have to set them equal to each other because vertical angles are equal. And let's solve. Okay, so I got x is equal to 4, so let's plug that in. That leaves me PTQ is 4 plus 20, which is 24. And there's my answer, right? Now, let's read the next one. It says, what would PTR be? So PTR would be this other angle, which is much bigger than 24. And since it makes a linear pair, it should be 180 take away 24. So that'd be 156. So my answer is A. So my answer here for this one is C for the first one and A for the second one. Nice. Okay, we're getting better at those. Now let's see. A has a coordinate 3 and 3, -2, and -1, 3. What are the coordinates of the midpoint? So we can graph this or we can just use the formula. All right, so what's the formula we've been practicing? Add the two x values and divide by 2. Add the two y values and divide by 2. So that'd be 2 over 2, 1 over 2, so 1 comma 0.5. Let's see if we can find our answer. 1 comma 0.5, there it is, D. Okay, number 12. Which is not a step as far as constructing a perpendicular bisector. So if you Google perpendicular bisector, step 1 is make an arc, but make sure the arc is more than halfway there, greater than halfway. So you could do an arc. And what is an arc? But it's technically, you could do a whole circle, but you only really need this arc part. So I'm okay with the fact that it says circle. And I could do it from A, and I could do it from B. So if I made another one from B, make an arc or a circle from B. It could be an arc or a circle. That's fine too. You could finish out your circle. So this is step 1. Both of these are in step 1, or you could call it step 1 and 2. Construct a circle that passes through both of these. This is a big no. That's not going to work. If I made a circle that goes through both of these, I'm not going to chop it in half. I could end up making a circle that goes through both, and it's not going to help me find the middle. So I'm pretty sure this is my answer. Let's look at the last one. Draw a line through the points of intersection. So that's exactly how that would be my step 2, or probably my step 3. Find these intersection points and draw a line, and what do you know it? That black line would cut segment AB in half at a 90. So that's actually the last step to constructing a perpendicular bisector. Nice. All right. 3 more. So that was 14 or 12. So this would be 13, 14, 15, and 16. Almost done with our double checking our homework. So if line M and N cross and they form angles 1, 2, 3, and 4, where angle 1 is 50, so I'll call my acute one 50, and that's angle 1. And angle 1 and angle 4 are supplementary. So that would mean that either I could pick the one on top or bottom and call that one angle 4. Supplementary means adds up to 180. Now, what if they said angle 3 and 4 are equal? So if angle 3 and 4 are equal, then this one, angle 3, has to be this other big angle. So that's angle 3. What will be left over for angle 2? Well, that will force angle 2 to be 50, and that is one of my choices there, right? Nice. All right, number 14. C lies between A and B on a line, and this formula applies. So if AB, the whole thing, is 11.5 or 11.7, and if this little segment is 7.9, can you figure out this? And the formula says, yes, you totally can. You can solve for AC by saying AB, which is 11.7, take away 7.9, will give you your answer. So let's see, what do we get there? 3.8, and that is a fill-in-the-blank answer, 3.8. Nice. Okay, 2 more. This feels like the last one. Slightly different numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So AB here is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. AC is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4. BC is 4. Okay, now with that information, let's answer our questions. So the question says, is AB going to be 6? And I say yes. Is the distance between B and C going to be 8? No. False. It is 5. Oh, excuse me, 4. Is AB, so what is AB? 6. AC is 10. BC is 4. Is 6 equal to 10 minus 4? Yes, that's true. Is the distance AB, well, the distance AB is 6. Is that equal to the distance BC, which is 4? And I'm going to say no, that's false. Is BC, okay, so what's BC? BC is 4. Is that equal to 10 minus 6? And I'm going to say yes, it is equal to 10 minus 6. All right, last one. I got to go a third of the way there. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to want some graph paper here. So hopefully you got some graph paper laying around somewhere. Or you can get creative. Here's my graph. Okay. So we have 2, negative 2. So there's my origin, 2, negative 2. And we're going to call that A. And then B, we're going to call 3, 7. All right, so I'm going to go over 3 and up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I went for my origin. That's not what I wanted to do. So this is B, right? So I'm going to draw a straight line from A to B, and that's not a straight line, so I'm going to try again. I'm going to draw a straight line from A to B. Ugh, terrible. Does not want to let me do it. Okay, I'm just going to have to do it freehand. Okay, so what's happening here? Well, let me look at my triangle. I went over 1 from x2 to x3, and I went up 9. So this is kind of a hard triangle to draw, a 1 by 9 triangle. And then I want to go a third of the way there. Okay, so 1 is easy, not easy to cut in thirds, but not terrible. We just get 1/3. So it looks like a third of the way there would be over 1 box, over 2 box, and over 1/3. So 2 1/3 would be where the x value would be. And if I multiply that, I get 6 plus 1 makes 7/3. Okay, so I already think my answer is B. But now, let's see, can I divide 9 in thirds? And that answer is yeah, 9 actually divides in thirds by 3. So if I want to go 1/3 of the way there, I just go up 3 blocks. So that would be a third of the way there. So if I went on a journey from A to B, this coordinate would be a third of the way there. And that is 1, and that also matches what I'm graphing here. I went over 2 boxes and a third and up 1 box because this is my origin here. All right, so I've found my answer. Nice work. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.